Yeah, hello. Yeah, good afternoon.
Ankur.
Yeah.
Hello?
Good
Okay.
afternoon, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible. So thank you very much to join this session. Dear participant, today we have with us Dr. Ankur Biohar. Dr. Ankur Biohar is right now associated with the VIT Vellore Institute of Technology, Bhopal campus, VIT universities over here. He have completed his PhD in the VLSI design and the microelectronics from Indian Institute of Technology Indore in 2018 and postdoctoral fellowship uh, from IIT Indore under the CSIR scientist pool schemes. He was also associated with IISER as a postdoctoral candidate in 2018 to 19. His research interest includes the simulation and the modeling of the nanoscale devices for the low power and analog RF circuit applications, low power memory design, reliability, and NPTI issues of advanced MOS devices. He is one of the very active member of Vishwakarma sir, who have delivered a very nice talk yesterday. So Dr. Ankur Bihar will help us how we can modify the different devices to reduce the power consumptions over here, so that particular type of devices, controller and transmitter, can be furtherly used in the drone applications. Dr. Ankur Bihar, welcome on this SDP. Now you can share your presentation.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Abhishek. Thanks for the opportunity to be an interaction with all of us. So let me share just a minute. So I share here my presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible. Please carry on.
I'm changing. The changes are also visible, I think.
Yeah, it's also visible, sir.
Thank you. So thank you very much again for such a research platform that EU people, along with this IIT RAM and AICT, created and we discussed as well here with all. So as suggested, my area of specialization basically for the low power device design. So same I will try to be applications for the drone so that we can efficiently increase the battery or the power while having a low power or while increasing the low power consumption so that we can have so much enthusiasm over the working of that. So as an outlines, we have some introductions over the drone basic, then the drone controls, along with that nanoscale devices. How can we overcome the power consumptions, and we can switch over low power based nanoscale device based these drone applications or UAV, so that we can not only overcome the power, but also we can efficiently increase the use of the drone for the remote areas and where we have that low power batteries and issue and like that. So here I first after that how can we implement it for the modeling and for the nanoscale efficiently used for these drone control circuits, and then the innovative techniques what we can implement and I will propose for the applications using that multi-gate devices and optimized device parameters. Then based on that device, what we have I proposed, I will try to implement it for the circuit implementations so that finally for at the last for the drain application we have. So as we know that for the motors, the motors that in the drone is then. Hello, anything else? So the shall I continue, Dr. Okay, so the motors that have small permanent magnets and made from this iron, cobalt alloys, lithium, and this used to power drones, and the power storage ratio that is better to any other battery as compared to that. Even we have that speed control, electronic speed controls, the speed of the motor, that spin of an airplane. It's an edge between that radio receiver. So that the power plant, it's a very important role using that electronic speed control. Once we have the power is based on the low power battery, we are continuously providing it as the sufficient and for the long hour time, so that we have an energy and the time both are increases as per the power consumptions. So once we have an electronic speed control, so that in the remote areas and for the long time we can use for while increasing that lifetime of that battery. So in order to have, we have like in central board, this for that control board, we have that that act as the important part for that quadcopter that controls onboard electrical component with the assistance on an Arduino like microprocessor and array of sensors. So while if we see this, the circuit that is based on the conventional MOSFET circuit, basically that the processor or the control circuits that using the conventional PMOS or NMOS circuits of NMOS, while we replace it that with the conventional circuit with our low power device, so definitely we are in position to achieve the at least some in inward power savings that can be helped not only for the long time working but also for the efficient and increased use of that ultimately increase the efficiency of the control units. So in order, if you see, the power management is always the crisis over that on board, not only for the drone applications, in other navigator equipments also. So such as like this UAV and drone, all these motor controllers, the power management connectors that are always important. So once that the battery or the circuitry that use or consume the power, the stimuli board, like in sub-threshold swings also. Once we have controlled these units, then definitely we are in position to propose or into steps the long time hover for the power. So in continuation, as we see, and just if I switch from drone towards the low power devices here for the continuous link as per Moore's law, that is the scientist or physicians based on their prediction, we found that while increasing years, we have that the number of transistors may be doubled in every 18 months or in 2 years, like that. So definitely it means that we are going to have a high packing density. The number of transistors or the electronic components is increasing day by day, and they will become in every 18 months becomes the double, but the area remains the same. That's how we have a high packing density. So in order to maintain the trade-off between the power consumption and a high speed or features or highly efficient advanced technology, means once we move towards the advanced technology, more and more number of components being involved, that is such as the part of the VLSI, where we have that millions of transistors or more than lakhs that obviously we are used for that to control the number of features. So in order to overcome that, a trade-off is exist because the number of transistors in the same area increases, definitely power is also a challenging part. So in order to control this, even some of the various VLSI industries such as Texas, Alliance Semiconductors, SCADA, Synopsys, ST, Qualcomm, and even Intel, Philips, all of them are working, and the power consumption is the only challenging task for them, since they are go towards the nano and nanometer technology till the 100 less than for the 100 nanometers, or we can say even for 10 micrometer nowadays working over them. So the challenging is there that the leakage current is going to activate, and that may contribute for the power dissipations. So in order to control that, this along with the channel length and the source length, that if we go towards the more and more nanometer design, we found that the scaling, that means to go towards less than 50 nanometer, the short channel effects become to be very active. Short channel is, since if we go towards the more and more nanometer technology for the advanced purposes, the channel become the short. So once it is short, there is some scaling of the threshold voltage and the sub-threshold slope. Subthreshold slope is also one of the important parameters for any low power device, because in conventional device there is a one limitations that we are not able to achieve a subthreshold less than 60 millivolt, or we can say we are limited to not limited to 60 millivolt per decade. So in order to lower it, it's very when we are going to lower it, the leakage current may be the prominent, again a trade-off exists. So that's how you are, if you see here, while we are increasing the gate voltages, and once we go towards that technology node, lower VT may exist, and they may increase the of this of current, or we can say the leakage current. This may be from the 10⁻⁵ to 10⁻⁹ to 11. So what happens? There is an off current may be going to increase, since once we go for the lower technology mode or the nanometer SI. The same thing is the challenging in the own application also. Once we go for the low power, we have or for the compact technology, just we need to manage this power crisis also. So another factor is your after subthreshold, we have a drain induced barrier lowering. I think as of now, no, from the BLSI backgrounds, since we have a drain voltage that we are increasing, the barrier is lower, and due to the high drain voltage, and that may decrease the depletion layers and that exist in between the source and drain, so that the depletions between the source and drain may align to each other, and there is a drain is close enough to source, so that easily from the depletion normally created by the gate may be depleted, and can lead for again drain reduced barrier may lead for one of the Christ sort channel effects. They may degrade the behavior of the device. So in order to that, in general, for a MOSFET, we have 10 kT/2 avoid. So MOSFET, as we know that the conventional PMOS and NMOS in a VLSI circuit, in every circuit or the library files that are available generally. So the any circuit that consists basically and most popularly from the MOSFET now in the previous years, as well as now the conventional techniques. But now, in order to overcome this leakage issue, since we go from the more and more scaling nanometer design, there is a scaling of leakage current, so trade-off exists between them. So in order to overcome that, we need a transistor, something that is different from the MOSFET. Means the MOSFET depends upon the transport of equations based on the diffusion and all, but we need a transistors that based on the tunneling, right? The tunneling transistors like that. So I propose here one the device that based on tunneling transistor, that is nothing we can say it's tunnel field effect transistors. So the beauty of the device is that it is more prominent for the low power applications. Why? Because its diffuser or the transport of equation is quite different from the MOSFET or any other device. It obeys only the tunneling. Tunneling is basically in between the valence band of the source to the conduction band of the channel. Suppose here is this is asymmetrical doping is there between the source and drain, where if you see the one condition from that based on the valence band and this conduction band, I will like to highlight the particular conditions of these tunneling transistors. You see in the second phase, whereas in the on state, this energy band gap becomes very narrow, so that the charge carriers from the valence band of the source to be very easily aligned to the conduction band of the channel. So in this way, between the source to channel, we are in position, not from overall source to drain, because drain to channel, there is again a tunneling, but that tunneling is most probably sophisticated and prominent for the leakage current. So always we will try to have that source channel tunneling should be more and more, while the drain channel tunneling should be in a very controlled. So the basic WKB Bengel-Kremers prominent equations, we have that ID, and that depends on drain current of the tunneling within the low band cable. First condition is that we should choose the material based on the low band gap, but not so much uncontrolled like in germanium. Only the germanium we have some, due to their high intrinsic charge of carrier concentration, we need to have the way the charge carriers can move with at the room temperature. Also there may be a problem of that stability. thermal stability that should be. So like in silicon, germanium, gallium arsenide, all these are that also support for the high tunneling as well as for the controlled phenomena from that we can say that also support for the high thermal stability. So in order to have that increasing gate voltage here, you can see the movement of the charge carriers from that valence band of the source to the conduction band that we are keying here. So in this way, the basic functions of the content you see for the telecom based these tunnel field effect transistors that emerge to be constituted for the conventional MOSFETs due to their the band-to-band tunneling phenomena. Since it can be a better device which overcome issue faced by a MOSFET, and only due to this, there is supposed to be support for the tunneling of charge carriers. The probability of the leakage current is very, very low. That is how it's supposed to get it. Even if we have optimized this tunneling transistor with the help of some low band gap materials as well as with the help of some engineering techniques that I'm going to explain. In this way, we are able to achieve more and more optimized or perfect device of this tunnel fit based on once it is based on the simulation software and all simulation results we are getting when satisfied with that, but validation with the experimental devices and fabrication so that we are in satisfaction of that it should be validated more confirmly with the real data of experimental the fabrication data. Once we are getting the data, and then we are used to propose it for the circuit simulations and for the finally for the chip design overall that may suppose for the low power. So introduction of that tunnel FET devices we have suppose here. Why we'll go for that due to the low power dissipations, the low subthreshold swing, even less than 60 millivolts. So even 30 to 40 millivolt per decade we can achieve using with these tunneling transistors. And the main important thing is that it also provides the immunity to short channel effects that may be very arising in the nanometer design or the advanced technology. However, there is some limitations like the tunneling have a low leakage due to tunneling of charge carriers. So there is also a comparatively low on current also, that means high drain current, and that on current should be high, but sometimes we have a limited on current. So how can we overcome this the ambipolar behavior, and how can we increase the on current? That is the beauty, and that is the techniques that we need to understand. So there is some type of structures you can see a heterogate dielectric. Heterogate, as the word indicates, that consists of the two different materials. Once we cut it through the software, we can find out the two different material. Here we can't see because the material is inside this source and drain we are using. This is the gate electrode portions, and source and drains are there. This is another one is your cylindrical gate around. Why it is cylindrical? Since this gate the gate electrodes are draped around all over the channel, and so that once the gate potential it provides the electrostatic behavior or the electricity potential would control or controllability over the channel once we have applied the gate voltage. Well, we have a single gate structure and the double gate structure that provide the volume inversion process in order to have diffusions from source to drain to the channels. So in order to we have some studies, how can we optimize our device? So in order to that, I go with some literature and studies where I found that the source that Cathy and Bocat et al. They found and proposed that once we have increased the dielectric constants over the gate that is inserted or the incorporated between the gate and channel that act as an insulator. Once we have an inlet from 2.5, 3.9 like this, while we are increasing this because suppose SiO2 we have a low dielectric constant of 3.9 epsilon something. But once we go for the high K dielectric such as HFO2 hafnium oxide that constituted for the high K dielectrics. So did this improved electrical coupling between the gate and the tunneling due to the increased gate capacitance. But remember only in below the gate, sir. Once we go towards the source and channel surface, we found that there may be some fringing field charge carriers may occur that may also lead to the depletion of the device in their behavior. So the and the another one where the Nagpur et al. In their one of the research contribution, they found that the thin N plus layer reduces the tunneling barrier and increases the tunneling carriers. While they what happened, they basically inserted this N plus layer of different doping in between source to channel, and that will help to support for the high tunneling while reducing this tunneling barrier bit, because there is also like a depletion, there is a barrier bit that occur, and that barrier will act as a resistance in order to tunneling of the charge carriers. So it increases the tunneling carriers and consequently improving the tunnel current. So the usage of heterogate architecture also reduces the ambipolar conduction, which poses the limitation for the utility of the device in digital circuit applications. So this gate capacitance where we have an heterogate architecture. So here you can see very clearly two different materials of two different dielectric constant of epsilon x1 and epsilon x2 that constitute under this below the gate electrodes, they were the oxides consisting of both and plus this double gate structures. So what they found that this of heterogate architecture reduces the ambipolar behavior of the device. Ambipolarity is basically in device, this is the negative properties that as per indicates ambipolarity, the device can perform even in negative voltage also. That's why even whenever our device is off, even there we do not have provided the power or we have not start them, even there is some leakage current of them. So that is due to the nature of ambipolarity condition, natures of conductions over them. So in order to overcome that or provide the immune to that reduces this ambipolarity, we use this type of the heterogate structure architectures over them. So this is also beneficial for the analog RF designs for the IoT applications, for the drone that we are providing for taking the target of low power applications. So here is spacer. Apart from this, the spacer engineering is also playing an important role among them. The spacer is basically act as an insulator in between the source and this gate and source. If you see here, there is a space between them. So that space we have provided with these spacers. So in the figure second, you found that there is no any spacers between them. So there is no accessing insulators in between after the gate and there is in between source. After this thin oxide layer, there is a space is blank between them, and this due to this a depletion of fringing field. Fringing field is maybe the chance to be depletions created once we have applied the gate voltage. So in order to that reduces the fringing field, there may be chances of depletion of voltages towards the source and drain side also, and that we don't want actually. So in order to that protect, we need a spacers that act as an insulator basically. So due to this non-depletion of the source on the gate side, that leads to the carrier tunneling at the surface, because due to this creation of or depletion of the source on the gate side, what happens, the carrier tunneling may occur at the surface and not inside the body. Even that body tunneling inside the body will support for the high drain currents and the device current and voltage. But once we have that tunneling on the surface, that may lead to the we can say the leakage current. So in this way, we found that due to this Bengel-Kramers-Brolin equations, you can found that using these equations, where the tunneling probability using this WKB equation is minus 4 lambda under 2m star square, where m is the effective mass, is the band gap, delta is the density difference between the conduction band, while lambda is the screening tunneling length, means the distance where the source from the charge carriers will start to cover towards the drain. They found the source charge carriers and they have the screen tunneling length. So in order to have the high tunneling, this lambda screening length should be low, while effective mass should be low, while the energy band gap may also be have to be low over them, so that we can have low band gap material that may cause for the high tunneling probability. So in order to provide these in mind, we will would like to have to optimize our device for the low power applications. So another one, Dr. from the group of Dr. Vishkarma and that Vijayvargiya, we found that there is an high density layer is found to be in the device once in between source and channel. Once they inserted this high density layer along with the doping profile, that means here they provide the use the Gaussian doping profiles. Doping is two types, that is uniform doping and the Gaussian. Uniform one that may be constantly distributed among all the parts of the device. But the Gaussian, where we have the highest core at the center of the core, we have the highest, while the other parts may have the lower. We have their charge carrier concentrations of doping. Means it is not uniformly distributed. Some parts may have the highest peak distribution of the charge carrier concentrations. So what happened using this Gaussian doping, and that they found that without high density layer and with high density layer, with high density they found and with achieved a 1 decade advantage over them as compared to the others drain current just compared to that without high density layers. And similarly they found that drain current for different characteristics length in order while changing their doping profile. So in order to that, for any device, particularly if I go at, based on the literature, I found that cylindrical type of gate around based on that tunnel FET, because tunnel FET may be of different geometrical structures, but we found that once we go towards the cylindrical, we found that gate is wrapped around all over the channel. So in this way, the volume inversion that may occur across all four sides of the channel, and they may contribute for the maximum tunneling charge carriers due to their low screening tunneling length. And in this way, we are having more and more driving currents or the drain currents that may optimize for the high flow RF parameters. So in order to that, for any device parameters, we should have a good DC characteristics that includes your off current, that may be the leakage. So always be in practice that it should be as low as possible, while we should have a very healthy on state current, high state on state we can say. The ratio of ion IOF should be high, obviously, because once IOF be low, on is high, then we have a healthy ion 5 ratio. And also we should be as low as possible as subthreshold swing, because that high subthreshold swing also degrade the device behavior. But is that basically the subthreshold swing is defined as the minimum amount of the gate voltage that is required in order to increase the decade current, drain current by 1 decade. So always in a very small increase in gate voltage, we should have a high drain current that always been practiced. So it should be low. Once it should be high, that means high gate voltage is required. So for the low power application, it should be as low as possible. While apart from this, we have a transient characteristics or the AC characteristics we can see, like the transconductance and the capacitances. That includes your source, gate, drain, and total gate capacitance. While we have a radio frequency parameters, includes the cutoff frequency, maximum oscillation of frequency, along with the gain bandwidth product. The cutoff frequency that is the highest we always try to achieve. Once it will be achieve higher, that means it will support for the high characteristics length. While we have a circuit performance parameter that includes your output voltage, power proficiency, energy consumption, and live performances we have. So always low screening length stands for the high volume conversion, and that cylindrical type of structure, the device we are choosing have a high electricity gate control over the channel, since the gate is wrapped around all sides over the channel and causes band-to-band tunneling through volume inversion across the channel. So in order to have the device design analysis, once I go for the tool where I used and already made this type of structure in my research work, that I'm going to share some few results over them. This is type of optimizations, where the objective is to devise, design, and optimize of that three-dimensional cylindrical gate around in order to investigate the device parameters for DC on current, off current. So while we have a spacer bit engineering, I use the concept, and so that the law of current be obtained So here you can see very clearly, this is the structure that I got it using the TCAT software, which is where I designed this device and validate it with the experimental perform that over it. So the source channel, and you see very specifically the spacer towards this drain side I made high as compared to the spacer over the source area, and also I used to create this underlap areas. What happened, this drain underlap area, when we have created the drain underlap, that means some part of that oxides we have skipped from the drain side, so that we have a minimum drain to channel tunneling of the charge carrier. So minimum the tunneling that may lead to the for minimum leakage current, since it provides the high resistance path, since we have skipped it from the gate voltage gate electrodes from the drain side. So in this way, drain underlap is one of the parameters that we can use in order to control the leakage current. But at the same time, we also have in mind to increase the on current always. So using the drain underlap, we can control the leakage current, but how can we increase the on current also? So these are the device parameter and the simulation models that we'll use for that: concentration, band gap narrowing models, IK oxides, and the channel length 30 nanometers for that. So we have the simulation tool that used here, various models we have to use from the tool only. We have to select over that. So non-local band-to-band tunneling, which reflects the charge carry across the tunneling and potential extraction at the individual mesh point that we have selected. While the recombinations of the charge carriers through deep effect in Shockley-Reed Hall, and similarly mobility model that is used to carriers scatter with the impurities, while band gap narrowing is used due to heavy doped concentrations. So in order to control or device optimization, we have to select the according to the models in the coding part of that, the tool we have to support it. So here you can see this. So what we have designed, basically, we have designed the three devices based on cylindrical tunneling transistors. We found that under these gate-around three structures, all three are based on the gate-around structures, but the physics are quite different. Why? Because since the first structure we have provided with two drain underlaps, means both across source gate as well as across the drain side. But so we do have this symmetrical type of underlap structures. While we talk about for the second structures, we have two symmetrical type of underlap, but we have reduces this space a bit here and the then as compared to the structure one. The structure one where the spacer bits, these are their source. This act as a source spacer that have covered all part of the source. But here, if you see, only the half part is covered by the source, and the other part we have not covered like this. So similarly, in the second structure, drain side we have, that is the half part we have covered with the and this over the structure of the drain side using this spacers. So what happened in the second structure, we have the low spacer bit, but with symmetrical underlap at both sides. But in the third structure, what we found that in the third structure, it's found we have used the low spacer bits across both source and drain side within concept of underlap. And the name I named that underlap only across drain side. Source side there is no any underlap, so that's why we named it as an asymmetrical, since there is no symmetrical type of underlapping is maintained between both the type, that is source or the across drain. So we have used only one side, that is drain side, so we named it as asymmetrical underlap. So what we found that due to this, we are in position to provide the high series resistance a drain channel due to this drain underlap, and that may use to overcome the high fringing field effects due to low spacer bit, and which may degrade the device behavior. So in order to control these fringing fields and their effects, we are in position to control the leakage current, as well as so we can enhance our on current driving current due to the low spacer bit. So these are the some few results that you can see. Similarly, this only these structure ones we cut it through that horizontally. We have cut it from across that side. So we found this after cut to the edge. We found the structures here for the electron current density is found. So based on the results, we found that the results for the third one, that is achieved for the highest of 1.147 10 power plus 4 ampere per micrometer square here, or the results are 4 ampere per centimeter square here. So this indicates for the highest electron current density results as compared to the other two structures. So that is how we can say the device that based on the this physics of low spacer bit as well as asymmetrical or the drain underlap side only may be considered as the device for low power applications for the manufacturing design. So based on these results we found, but however we have also these results that low spacer over a small causes non-depletion freezing field towards edge of the gate, and we have validated it with the experimental data. Since always there is an issue of how can we compare it with the experimental and how can we challenge for that the device after the simulation results we are in position to get and with the incorporating some known or the uncertain conditions also. So while including this, we have sourced the calibration of our simulation results with experimental data. So data that we have taken here from that one of that the fabrication results based on the papers that by the C.Y. Choi and Jagdish Kumar, based on that the Woods and very realistic data work over them based on tunneling transistors. So apart from this, we also found that the red one indicates the highest current here in the graph of 10⁻³ while also the highest drain current we can found here in this up to 10⁻³ ampere per micrometers. And at the same time, the red graph also indicates the low of state leakage current of -17 equivalent to -17 between -16. So once why it is or low of state, because all the powers are in negative now. So -17 that may have a more low of state leakage current, and this indicates for your leakage one. So other two structures may do not have such so much low leakage current, even they not support for the high drain current also. So just basically on the results, it is verified, and we truthfully we can say describe that the low spacer bit with a asymmetrical underlap structures may constitute for the low leakage current or low power applications. So once we have a low leakage, that means in the low power, it may certainly survive for a long time or in the remote areas. So this is also further the results, and we found that the low K spacer does not deplete the source, and tunneling should be at the surface of the device. And once more will be the tunneling, increase the on current we have. While we have also low subthresholding for the same device of very much low of 30 millivolt per decade. That means only 30 millivolt we are required while increasing the drain current by 1 decade. With the same time, the other two devices will require the 35 as well as the 47 millivolt per decade, even in the tunneling transistors. They are also based on tunnelings, but based on was due to the non-optimized physics, or we can say the implementation of the smart physics based on that, we have not calculated the device structures. Even not our the simulation structures, we have also compared with the experimental data structures while taking the real data, and we found that here the comparisons that fabricated silicon and germanium TFETs by industry manufacturers based on the various data from the research materials of Dr. Kondo, Dr. Gota, and Huang that already published their data in IEDM. And we found that after the optimizing device, we are in position to get for the 30 nanometer channel length, we are in position to get the low subthresholding of 30 millivolt per decade. And in order to have the very low of state leakage current of 1.5 into 10 raised power minus 8, we can say, in nanoampere per micrometers. So that is the beauty of our device, that is gate-all-around tunneling based on the drain underlap structures. So suppose similarly we have some structures, and if you see here in the electric fields, we have a very high electric field. This electric field of highest electric field in between minus 0.03 to 0 indicates for the source channel tunneling, while this is have the lowest electric field that indicates for the drain to channel tunneling, and that is always non-acceptable, and always we will try to have as low as possible. So it again indicates that how this high electric field supports for the high driving current, while this low electric field across the drain channel will supports for the low leakage current, that may support for the low power applications. So even but only the on current of the driving current characteristics is not enough one, until we have to achieve a highest RF performance, that is radio frequency should be highest for that. So in this way, analog to attributes, we again optimized our devices in terms of the extracting the capacitances, the results, as well as the cutoff frequency and Fmax for all the three structures of them. And also we replaces the material with a low band gap such as germanium in the source region, only in the source region with low spacer width of 12 nanometer. So one of our paper also we contributed based on that, and we found that the source that consists of the germanium may consist for the high, since due to the low band gap material, we have that low band gap is one of the parameters of tunneling probability if you see the Bengel-Kremers Brolin equations. Based on this, we found that the highest bend-to-bend tunneling, even other than that is based on the silicon, we have that in between the source to channel. But so that is how, due to the their very low thermal stability of germanium, we have not replaced it with all the materials of channel and drain. Both of them are consist of the silicon still. Only the source side we have consist of the germanium source. And we found that there is based on this, while the underlap structures and the low spacer width is even constantly applied for this structure also, and we found the highest structure doping concentrations with highest electric field of up to 4 to 4.5 volt per centimeters for the germanium based ethylene structures. By the silicon structures, we have highest, but not up to that compared to the germanium. And similarly, the on resistance path is also provided with the least resistance path is provided by the silicon based on double gate as compared to the germanium. So that is how, while increasing the gate voltage, that resistance path is decreases in the terms of germanium gate around as compared to the silicon and that double gates structures. So these are the further device tool structures that we are getting after cutting the edge of three-dimensional device, and we are getting for all three. This one is for the planar one structure where we have only the double gate tunnel FET. This first one is your cylindrical structure with the heterospacers, means one side is consist of the high K dielectric, another one is low. So you can see here the brownish color towards that over the germanium, that is overlapped with heterospacer channeling with magnitude of electron current density. So in order to that, but still a bipolar behavior is still a issue. You can found here that in the negative directions, if in the negative voltages, we have not covered the results, but if we have covered, we found that even there is some conductivity, and the conductivity of the on current or the positive driving current is start from this point. If you see here only, up to that we have an ambipolar type of behavior for the device. So this is the property for the every transistors, we can say. So but in order to control it or the reduce it, the driving current, we will somewhat based on this heterostructure properties, we are in position to control it, and the capacitances also we are getting and collecting it, and we also been always try to have a low gate drain capacitances, since gate drain capacitances that act as immense capacitance always will fraction of total capacitance, and we act as a parasitic capacitance. So lower be the this gate drain capacitances, because the delay that indicates your CG by I1. So once we have that CB by I, we have the remains the constant voltage. We have the lower be the capacitances, we have a lower be the delay over them. So in order to increase the speed of operations and the switching applications, we should have the capacitances as far as low. While with increasing the driving current, we have a analog other analog RF parameter, that is transconductance. Once we have more driving current, we have a driving current capability is increases, and this driving capability increasing constitutes the transconductance basically with respect to the gate source voltage. So you found here also that red one indicates the germanium. Based on that gate-along heterospacers, we have a highest transconductance path as well as the highest cutoff frequency of up to 150 gigahertz. It supports for the highest frequency over them. So always we try more and more will be the radio frequency parameters of cutoff frequency we have. So that once this TFET structure that based on different band gap and spacer engineering, we have high performances are achieved due to this heterospacer over germanium of the examined devices. So here you can find out that more will be the parameters, that is the transconductance, while the gate drain capacitance is lower as 1.14 for the as compared to the other two structures we have. So the thing is that with the help of the software TCAD that supports both that design tool and simulations, but in order to that we are not limited to the device low power device analysis only. How can we implement the circuit low power circuit parameters? Because obviously the main control is our circuitry board. Once we have to control the drone applications also using the control board, we need to replace the conventional circuit with the circuit that is based on our low power or the optimized device. So in order to that, we need a one flow from device to circuit applications, that device to circuit phase. Because this time once we are need to work on the any circuit tool or the fabrication, maybe the cadence or the HSPI simulation, we need to have the very conventional we can say already existing files. We have to either from the TSMC or from the other rules that is for based on the PMOS and NMOS parameters. So either for 45 nanometers or 90 nanometers. So the already existing files we need to have, that is our, we can say the limitations. We are not able to extract our own library files. But what we did here that based on our this optimized device of gate around having a low leakage current, as well as using this drain underlap principles, we already verified it with the experimental data and the simulation results more. We create own model file based on our device using this extraction of relevant parameters, using the flow of these LUT lookup tables, that parameters we have designed using the flow of the model lookup. Lookup table is basically that the parameters that we have extracted on the device from entire range that constitute from the 0.01 to that step size of 0.001 in order to consider from the 0 to 2 volt, because every graph is basically the that we obtain the behavior of that the device based on the graph is consist of the points, consist of based on that only it will represent the behavior. So that point we have first to design the LUT behavior lookup tables. That is the approach, one of the technique in order to device to circuit implementations. So while with after this creating all the parameters in the Excel, obviously after the device simulations only we are getting these points in the Excel sheet. And once these Excel sheets in the form of LUT for different other parameters, such as we have that for ID, for gate drain capacitances, for drain source, for drain current, gate source, gate IS, ID, IG, like this. We have to design for the different parameters entire range that we have covered from 0 to 1.5 as well as from minus 0.6 to 1.2 with the step size of 0.01 volt to the 0.03 volt like this. So LUT is an approach, easy approach that is based upon a range of the overdrain voltage and current. Using this range, we can we will extract relevant parameters, and while after parameters extracting, we will create the Verilog A code. Verilog A code that we have so
જોયું મેં
Mr. Jatin, please mute all the participants. Dhaval. Sorry, Dr. Ankur, please wait a minute. Now, please carry on.
Okay, no issue at all. So while preparing the Verilog code A, while incorporating all the parameters, what we found that using this while calling the spice file, while representing that based on this LUT approach, we have writing this spice netlist and based on the circuit applications that is based on this compact model that consists of all the different parameters of behavior of the device under this lookup table Verilog A. And with the help of this Verilog A code, we will extract and call these behaviors ID, IG, IB. And while this after the successfully representation of this Verilog files that includes your LUT behavior and the characteristics, we will implement using the circuit simulation such as HSpice tool here using this. So what we did basically spice netlist here you can find this is the one of the example that for the inverter just based on our device only gate allowed structures. So path for the Verilog that consists of the LUTs here that is called here the device code this code of that netlist that written for the VSDL and the define the PMOS and NMOS. Basically we have represented now with our device that P tunneling transistors and N tunneling transistors in place of P MOSFET and N MOSFET like that. So that in this way we have replaced this total library files with our device that is based on low power applications. And in this way, the circuit that is based on this low power will help us for the circuitry. Once we replace the circuit with the low power based on the low power device compared to the conventional. So this is how we have reduced this our reduced failure, increased capacity driving and leads this modulation of current. Just a minute. Yes. So now come towards the experimental approach. That was the we discussed over the simulation structures. But now when we discussed and we covered that ISA some approach based on the fabrications we have. Here the major transfer comes of fabric complementary and PT FETs of the same wafer that based on standard CMOS platform. But once we have likened this is the however that replaces this inverter characteristics with the NT FET and PT FETs like that. In order we have NMOS and PMOS. So this is the simple inverter circuitry that we have drawn and we have to see the characteristics of their output input characteristics as well as their voltage transfer characteristics VTC curve we can say. But so this idea is not limited to only for the drone applications but also for the IoT devices that need for the harvest energy in the range of energy conditions requiring voltage up conversions. This is the inverter circuits where we have inverter replaces with our device of low power that is complementary tunnel field effect transistors. The objective is very clear that the voltage doublers that based on tunnel FET targets for efficiency of greater than 80% from 1 nanoampere to 1000 microampere. So that this low power device, obviously the circuit that consists of this low power, the switching, because the inverter that has some limitations of some leakages during the switching that termed as your dynamic power dissipations, and that we have controlled in a so much extent level since the circuit is based on our low power device. So that is our predictional and opportunity for the semiconductor industries also that may severe power constraints challenges. So based on this is however the work from the literature that we have taken on the based on that situation, the knowledge, and the same thing we have implemented in our device also. That so the device may be from the planar structure, double gate structure, or from the cylindrical structure also. So we have this circuit implementation part where we have enabled this IoT enabled circuit. So we did it for our structures here, you can see, and for one of the device that is cross coupled voltage doubler circuits, where based on this low power device of gate allowed transistors with drain underlap approach, we have extracted so many other parameters of capacitance with range from minus 0.2 to 1 volt, as well as for the PT FET as well as for the anti FET, entirely extraction for both here. So in this way, we have extracted gate to drain, gate to source capacitances, and we have also the same approach. We have drawn our own inverters based on these tunneling transistors, and we have found some characteristics that while based on after this we these inverters, what we have drawn the circuit that termed as voltage doubler. As the name indicates, the voltage doubler, that means whatever the input voltage we are applying, just in the two times while doubling it, we are getting the output voltage. How the approach will work over them? Since one approach is that these inverters, we have connected the back-to-back inverters here to P consist of the anti-FET, PT-FET here we can see. So one thing is very clear, even the anti-FET, obviously they have take the very low power for their switching purposes. While apart from this, we also have a capacitances arrangement of C1 and C2, so that while getting the input voltage, while that the transistor, either that one inverter will run, others will be in the off position at that time. So that once we have one is coming, either the anti-FET inverters, we have the work of one couple of inverter will work and will provide the output from both sides, from the capacitances charging as well as from the input voltage, whatever we are going to apply. So thus, in this way, we have the charging and discharging phase both input-output characteristic and simulation of the proposed design. So in this figure, we have also verified the results while extracting it in that some results over them for 5 different values of input voltage. Here you can find out for that 1.25, 1.5 up to 2 volt. So this green one, that based on while we are providing the input voltage of 1 volt, we are providing approximately across 2 volt. Only there may be some negligible effects so that we are not getting the perfect double of 2 volt, but yes, we are getting at least 1.8, 1.9 approach over them. Similarly, for the 1.5 volt, we are getting approximately around 3 volt or 2.7, 2.8, something that. So in this way, with increasing with the input voltage, we are getting the output double using that voltage doubler circuits. So definitely that approach also be used in order to amplify our voltage applications, or we are in position to enhance the lifetime of our battery, either for the drone applications or for the efficiently used for the long time our with them. So we are not limited to the results of output voltage and all. We are also getting some efficiencies, and we compared it our tunneling transistors based on the MOSFET on the same technology of 30 nanometer. So we found that output voltage of we are getting of up to that approach of 3.8 or something 3.9, but the same technology that based on the MOSFET is up to that limited of 3.5 using this voltage doubler. So that is how we found, and the efficiency using that our voltages. So talk to the load voltage and the different values we have found here. And we also verified the results recently. We are getting one in the form of our research work in the one of the appreciated journal for this. So we are not limited up to that. For the energy consumptions and the life performance also we have calculated over them, and we have found that we are in position to have the more energy consumptions, and they have increased the milliampere hour of the battery, we can say, in the based on our low power devices of up to 17.6 for the same time limit. And the life performance also we have increased with up to that milliampere hours of maximum of 2500, the proposed design under different capacity loads we have. So in this way, based on these results, we found that the comparison of different voltage doubler circuits, because not only our doubler circuits already exist based on some other transistors also, but we found that based on the conventional MOSFET, FinFET, and other transistors, that the tunneling transistors, that novel device we have based on maximum power efficiency of 95.4% can be achieved with the capacitances on the same CMOS process, and the with the increased switching frequency due to the low delay analysis or the low capacitances that we have found. So the 30 nanometer technology is the challenging process for this. So future work and applications, if we talk about drone control, we have the circuit that based on the cylindrical defect. So we develop this Verilog model using the LOT approach for the device using HSpice. We proposed is for the remote area, so that not only for the time and life performance may increase along with the drone efficiency or the drone efficient work for that. So apart from this, we base for the memory designs. Reliability analysis can also be done to use for the negative biasing temperature investigation effects and positive bias temperature investigations on the memory circuits we can find out. So that once memories that is used in the drone application in order to have the number of pictures that we are going to load on the storage device. So as a storage device, we need one memory circuit. And once the memory circuit that based on our device definitely will work for a long time with the same low power area and on the same area we have. Since we include this reliability analysis also, so it may obviously be immune for the environmental uncertain conditions. May have some temperature we have some imperfections, uncertainty in the temperature, voltage. The device may withstand with these conditions also up to some certain conditions we have. So in order to this, we can say the developed nanoscale can be used for experimental result also under fabrication for industries. That is Intel and TSMC, Global Foundry that are used for the semiconductor devices. And the low operating power, the beauty of our devices may be perfect for using these applications or continuations, T-phase based promising, and can be very attractive for this low power type of drone application with reliability concern. That's all. So these are the references. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ankur Bihar, for such a nice presentation. Dr. Ankur, one question from my side: can we make on-chip transmitter receiver?
Yes, Dr. Sir. Dr. Sir, basically what we have to do approach here for the transmitting and receiving, we have to more focused about the RF parameters of the device. Since we have a high optimized frequency range, then we are in position to get it, because there is an NOC, network on chip applications on the embedded devices, where we have an high frequencies and with optimized one that may be perfect or may be best suitable for the transmitting and receiving purposes.
Actually, right now we are using two different transmitter, one for the drone telemetry device and other for the your lap. We have to connect it to the laptop. So if we can make on chip, and if you have some kind of ideas, any company is making integrated all these things on a single chip, okay, so that will be quite useful. So if this type of information you have, so please share with me if possible.
Sure, sir. I would be in contact with you, because there is few researchers as well as some industrialists that is already work over them. But let me check the parameters and the things that we are going to achieve and what we have the target set based on that. So once we found that related, I'm more than happy to work.
Okay, because
So
if this thing is happening, the electronics component size will be very low if it is workable.
Yeah.
And
Network on chip is a very good idea, sir. Since we have because chip already we can design based on these low power devices. But once we achieve a network, optimized network on that, so that we have transmitting receiving purposes, then what you want, the idea we can easily solve, or we can overcome that issue, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ankur. Any other question from the participants?
Yeah, actually, I want to ask, like, what kind of switching speed is required for drone application?
Please give your introduction first.
This is Mahesh Shangira.
Okay, please. You're from?
I'm from NIT Hamirpur.
Okay, Dr. Ankur,
okay,
please.
Okay, fine. Actually, it depends upon that the switching means the applications where we want, because the drone may be used not only for the navigations obviously as a navigation equipment, but where we are using it and how much time the remote areas we are using. But for the frequency, it should obviously always be in practice to make the high switching. but depend upon the applications and the timing where we shoot for it. Generally, for our device, that may be switch for that from the 150 megahertz or that up to more than that. Also, we can optimize it for the switching purposes. So remote areas, once since we have a long time and long time use we have, so sometimes we need to compromise with the switching over the low frequency also. That is the effect.
And what about the power levels? Any idea about the power levels? Like you are talking about the low power, that is okay, but what are the power level that is required in drone application? The signal strength.
Actually, okay. I am not so specific for the particular the power, because in the drone applications, since the idea approach that we would like to propose to replace this conventional batteries with that based on this tunneling transistors and all. So definitely we can save the power, but how much power and that we can level again, we need to whether we are going to replace the circuit with the our whole circuit, or the only the control board that we need to replace it, or whether we need to replace the whole we can say the controllers board as well as the battery that presently based on the some lithiums and all. So in this way only we can measure and we can say focus over the extent.
I asked this question because I'm working in MEMS field, micro electromechanical systems, and we fabricate and design RF components like switching matrix, phase shifters, kind of stuff, which is like high Q based devices. So I want to see like what is there, like what we can contribute in the drone application, because nowadays it's becoming a hot area.
Yeah, yeah.
That is my that's why I asked, like
No, it's very good, and it's a very innovative thinking that you make it from your side. So I think in MEMS sensors that is very easily there is, I think, piezoelectric based, and I don't know so much, but a few of my colleagues is working over that area. So I think one of the you can contribute in a sensor terms, because obviously in a drone is basically not only for getting the photos and all. There should be maximum be the sensing elements that we can loaded it with it. That may make it more efficiently. So maybe that it may not from that thousands of meters. It may be in position to capture the things, and so someone is targeting it. So they may have some artificial intelligences also. So and whatever I mean to say, if the other than this photographies and all, we have sensing elements, and I think MEMS, if you are working over them, so piezoelectric and based on these principles, you can make something for that.
Actually, I'm more into the transceiver design, like Dr. Rawat was saying.
Actually,
Transceiver on a IC. So I'm more into that,
Yeah.
like LNA design, more passive, like filter, resonators. So I'm more into that domains. So I'm not exploring that sensor part of the MEMS. So
I
we are
think
into
Dr.
Okay,
Mahesh,
okay.
yeah, Dr. Mahesh, I think you're talking about on-chip antenna along with the transceiver system. Am I right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Actually, sir, Dr. Mahesh, I am also a little bit interested in this particular area. The problem is that particular thing is that when we transmitting the power, we have to handle the much higher power, than we have to be put it up some kind of the circulator. So that particular things is hurting me. So Dr. Ankur, is it possible you can you work on the circulator type of devices?
No,
Circulator
sir.
design?
Hardcore microwave, I think. That will be
Hardcore microwave. Yeah, correct.
So there will be, you will be
Okay.
using bulk devices.
Okay. That means we need to control for this transmitting and receiving all this in a more optimized power.
I think Dr.
or
Ankur
speed.
is more about the feed devices you have worked. Okay, am I right? You are
Yeah,
not over
sir.
there.
in the basic of this low power circuits and devices, me the specialization. But in
Right.
terms of your transient receivers and how can we collaborate it, for this, just let me take some exercise over that. Then only.
Yeah,
we'll
if
take over
somebody
that.
in from your group in IIT Indore is working on that, please get back to me and Dr. Mahesh. Okay,
Right.
please.
Sure,
Actually,
sure.
like
Dr.
you
Mahesh, we will
But,
also talk in person about this particular matter. It is also area of my interest.
Sure, Dr. Rawat. Actually, we are like we are fabricating device in collaboration with Siri Pilani. So
Okay, great.
actually, I did my PhD from BITS Planning. I was there for around 12 years. Then I joined here NIT Hamirpur 2 years back only.
Okay,
So,
great.
okay.
so we are doing simulation here, and then once the device is ready, we are like foundry help we are taking from SCL Mohali and Siri Pilani.
Yeah,
So that is
that will be quite very good things. I will talk in person, Mr. Mahesh, because
sure.
every time when we reduce the size of the drone, this particular things is creating a lot of problem for me also.
Sure.
Okay,
Like in
so
case we have power levels and switching speed, some data related to that. So I can help you people also in drone application. We can make some devices and we can do some collaborative like PhD thesis or MTech thesis in that. So that is the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So
yeah. In
sure,
CD
that
planning,
particular thing.
Doctor, I think Dr. J. Gopal is there, and
Gopal, he
however,
got
they are from
retired.
from the low power circuits from them also. I think Dr. J. Gopal. So if you
Okay, okay.
need,
IC design group.
I for the
Yeah,
IC design group.
I know him.
So
I know.
I have a little work for in collaboration with this, since from my professor, Dr. Vishkarma, also work over this. So, but what you say, sir, it's a very gentle idea over that. But
Right.
I think, as suggested by Dr. Rawat, we can have a small group meeting in person, and we can discuss more elaborately over the implications of this.
Sure,
I
sure,
think.
sure.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Dr. Mahesh. Any other question from audience side? Okay, thank you, Dr. Ankur. Thank you very much for your nice session. Thank you very much. And
Yeah,
participant,
yeah.
now we are taking a 1 hour break. Now we will meet at 3:30. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Ankur
you.
Bihar. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thanks to all of you for getting opportunity of interaction. Thanks.
Yeah, Dr. Ankur, we will keep in touch about this.
Yeah, sir. Sure, sure.
Thank you.